Hello, beautiful friends and soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. I wanted to pop in for a super quick energy update. The energy has been pretty crazy and intense the last few days, especially for anybody who is sensitive to the planetary K index. You will have felt this without a doubt. So I would say this is definitely one of the more intense periods that I have ever seen, especially when it comes to looking at the charts and the graphs. So I'll share that with you in a second. It is pretty typical, like I've always said, to feel the influence of a new moon or full moon about 3 days before and then 3 days after. Well, what I found was it was a pretty soft full moon for me. I have a lot of planets in Pisces, so to have a Pisces new moon conjunct Jupiter was beautiful and amazing. And I feel so hopeful and certainly optimistic, which is very typical of the expansive benefic of Jupiter. What I was surprised by was the following day, which was March 3rd. Granted, it was 3-3. I didn't quite catch that. If things really intensified. And what I was even more shocked by was the fact that that intensity continued, not just for the 3rd, but the 4th and the 5th and the 6th even. And I would say that a lot of the symptoms that are being discussed in the community are anxiety, depression, a feeling of purging old wounds, certainly a lot of exhaustion, tiredness, people saying they felt flattened. I will say for me personally, I felt a lot of pressure in the shoulders, a lot of headaches and tension in the neck and shoulder area. And I do find that the headaches for me start even before there's anything measurable on the charts. So if you're like me, you're kind of that barometer that says, hey, something's coming. But it is surprising for that to last 3 days. That is quite a bit of intensity. So I just want to share the chart with you. I'll see if I can do this since I'm using the Zoom tool. If I can also share my screen at the same time, that would be awesome. Let's see how this works out. Share screen and share desktop, so that way that you'll keep me on there. So I don't want to get too into the details on what causes this, and there's quite a bit of information that I can share. If you're interested, let me know. I can and put you in contact with a couple of experts in the field. I don't tend to claim that I am an expert by any means, more so just a barometer because I feel it like crazy. But check out this chart. So K4 is pretty high. We were at a K5 at one point. So when you see these red bars, that's pretty high intensity. That would certainly explain any anxiety, headaches, pressure in the body, tension, muscle soreness, exhaustion, excessive hunger or lack of hunger is another one. Typically, when we have sort of an influx of solar energy, so a solar flare essentially, you'll get one, maybe two of these red bars on the graph, but usually maybe one or two yellow, maybe a couple high green. I tend to start feeling it even in the green. So as you get up to this K5 measure here, that's pretty intense. That's cancel all the plans. We're having a chill Saturday. We're sitting on the couch and I'm going to have whatever food my body desires. So that's where we've been at. You can see how this started really on the 5th, and certainly we started to increase on the 4th. And if this went farther back, you would see some of these lower green bars where the increase in the energy started on the 3rd. So more so just wanted to pop in and let you guys know that you are not alone, or this certainly is not unusual. So you take care of yourself. You're never alone. I dare repeat myself, but it's just really important to know that this is not something to take lightly. If you're feeling it, honor yourself and know that is something that our bodies are going to have to contend with, and it certainly can be challenging. So love on yourself, go easy on yourself, know that this too shall pass. Remember this. So I found myself saying sort of in the 3rd day, like these people call them ascension energies. It depends. Sometimes it's the K index, sometimes it's the Schumann resonance, sometimes it's something that isn't even registering. And I found myself questioning, like, when will this end? Are we always going to feel this level of intensity? And honestly, at one point I felt like, I think it was on the third, I felt like, man, I feel hung over, but I have not had alcohol, right? So, I honor my vessel, and I want to remain, a highly attuned tuning fork. And so, not poisoning my body is very important. And yet these energies have felt like a high level of intensity for the body to process. So my point being that this will not last forever. Again, without getting too technical, I want to keep this very accessible for people. When you look at very, very long-term high-level astrology analysis, you will see peaks and valleys in the planetary activity. And when things are really good, they can be good for long periods of time, decades even. When they are on the decline, it can decline for many, many years. It could be at a lull for many, many years. It can take many, many years to climb back up. And I will say that we are in a valley, right? We are not in a peak, and we will get back to a peak. That this is not going to last forever. Certainly a lot of activity between Uranus and Saturn and Pluto, and the U.S. Natal chart certainly is impacted, as well as many other countries, including Ukraine, Russia, China, and so this too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing's ever always. So just really watch those thoughts. Be careful not to catastrophize. That our thoughts do create our reality. So if we start to get into the fear that this will never end, or a hyper focus on ascension energies, hyper focus on the ascension symptoms, which is what they're called. You can really call them whatever you want. For me, this is my physical body, and it's the response to the energies, regardless of what you call it. But this too shall pass. Even solar cycles, right? There's solar minimums, solar maximums. One is easier than the other. So just know that this is not going to last forever. Take care of yourself. Love on yourself. It is a massive hall pass for self-care. So just go inside and really nurture your heart and your cellular structure, right? The home of our soul and our consciousness, and know that this will not last forever. So again, you are not alone. I love you very, very much. Reach out if you need any support, and I will see you on the next video. Take care. Namaste, friends. Now, if I could figure out how to turn this off when it's sharing. Bye, guys. Love you.